Terumot, Perek Chet, Mishnah Dalet, fourth Mishnah in the 8th chapter of Terumot. Okay, we're on a very, very fascinating Mishnah about what happens if you leave a wine of Truma uncovered. Okay, liquid, where can I see it? There we go. There we go. Liquid, I have liquid, okay, coffee, or mayim, or yayin, migulim, uncovered liquid. Okay, we're going to see that the Chazal were very, very much afraid. They felt that uncovered liquid was a great danger because they were afraid that a snake would come or a scorpion would come and leave its eris, leave its poison, its venom in the liquid. A person would drink it and would die. Okay, says the Mishnah. Yayin shel truma shenitgala. If you left truma wine uncovered, yishafech, you spill it out. Just understand to what a degree. Remember, we're talking about bittul truma and whether you should swallow it or spit it out, and how we're so careful not to destroy truma. So that the idea of that you should spill out wine that was left uncovered. You didn't see the snake go in there. You didn't see it, but anything that was left uncovered that should be spilled, teaches us the level or the degree to which Chazal were concerned about this idea of sakanta. And gadol sakanta misura, and that the danger was so great. It was really considered very much, they were sincerely concerned about the idea of this idea of poison. It's certainly true about uncovered wine of chulin. Shlosha, the Mishnah continues. There are three types of drink, three types of liquids that were prohibited if you left them uncovered. Hamayim, wine, va'yayin, and wine, va'chalav, and milk. Ushar kol mashkim mutarim, and other kinds of mashkim, of liquids, were considered mutar. Okay? But we're going to see, the Shagol Mashkim Mutarim, the Bartanura says, why? Because the snakes didn't drink from them. Ella, yes, dvash. Dvash is honey. Seer is brine. Murias, that was like it was like a drink that they would make, they would combine. It was like milk and honey. Vishumin ktushin, crushed garlic. Kol elu iskru b'gamali source. Even the Mishnah said that these are the only ones. The list grows. There were other things the Gemara said that they were concerned about. The Mishnah continues. Okay. Sham kami v'yu asurim. How long should you wait? I mean, how long is uncovered so that it's asur? The amount of time it will take the rachash. Rachash, he says, is the nachash. The word rachash, if you look in the Jastro, he says rachash. Rachash means to move, to creep, the swarmy thing. The amount of time it will take the swarmer, okay, the snake, that's the amount of time it will take him, here we are, okay, to go mimakom karov, from a close place, and to drink. And how long is that? So how far is it? Pirshubo, they said in Gemara and Chulin, Kadeshie mitachat ozen hakli, the ear of the kli, the bottom of the kli somewhere, v'yishteh, v'yachzor lechoro. How long would it take if a snake was hiding under the barrel, comes up, drinks, and comes back down? You're talking about 30 seconds, 15 seconds, a very short amount of time. They were extremely meticulous and extremely careful. In fact, so I did a little research, okay, the Gemara talks about the idea, if you talk about the Yerushalmi talks about the in Masechet Terumot, okay, it says the following, Mayim shenit galu, uncovered wine, not only couldn't you drink it, lo yirbatzo betoch beito, you couldn't sprinkle it, remember they had dirt floors, you couldn't sprinkle it in your house, lo yishpechem b'shut harabim, you couldn't pour it in Meshut Rabim. The Gemara says the reason is you're afraid a goy would come, not a goy, somebody would come barefoot and walk in it, and there would be poison in it, and the poison would seep in through his feet. It was really, really very strongly concerned. They were very concerned. Nonetheless, what about today? So Shulchan Aruch says, this is based on just a little bit of a background. It's a long shir. It's a very fascinating shir. I'm sure if you look on yu.torah or something, look about uncovered liquids, you'll find fascinating shiurim. I'll just quote you. The Shulchan Aruch writes, Yoredei Simukuf Tet Zayin, Mashkim Shinit Galu, uncovered liquids, Asarum Chachamim. The Chachamim were concerned. The Chayshinan Shemesh Atan Nachash Me'em Veitil Be'em Eretz, because they were very concerned that a snake came and left its poison. But nowadays, that we don't have snakes found around us, mutar, that it is permitted. I.e., in civilized society, we don't have snakes in our houses, and if we did, we'd get rid of them. It's much, much more unlikely that there are no snakes. So therefore, we are not machmir b'diavad. Normally, if I have my cup of coffee, let's say I have my cup of coffee and I want to go somewhere and I want to leave my cup of coffee uncovered, so I'll take something, just to fulfill the halacha, I'll take something and I'll leave it on there. just that you should cover it. So you shouldn't leave something uncovered, because there is an idea of being choshesh, or being concerned for the concerns of Chazal. In this shir that's on steigin.co.il, he quotes nowadays. Let's make a little bit. Okay, let's see if I can move this over. I'll make it smaller so I can see it. He says, "Harbei dvarim nagu begamara mishum sakana." There are a lot of things. Okay, mehem yeshnam dvarim shelo uzkaru. There's a lot of things. Okay, but nonetheless, he says nowadays, yeshnam min haposkim shenatnu tam lahakel. A lot of poskim nowadays are much more mekel, and as you can always understand, there's also always people that are machmir. Like even though like it's very interesting. The Torah writes, okay, they were afraid of snakes, and he also says something very interesting. He says, okay, what about there's an halacha that says if Chachamim said something that's an esar ben binyan, if the Chacham made a gzeira, so don't you have to have the same minyan, the same amount of Chachamim? Okay, he says no. Sometimes, if you know the reason for the gzeira no longer applies, then we'll remove that gzeira. So, do I think that is there a reason to be machmir? No, you should drink it. If you leave your coffee uncovered, you go out of the room, come back 5 minutes later, and it's still there. We're not choshesh necessarily, unless you're leaving it outside in the field where there's snakes. Okay, and you should drink your coffee. But as I said before, should you be makpid? For it's an explicit Mishnah, should you be makpid and try to fulfill and not leave your liquids uncovered? Yeah, there's a reason to do that. We'll stop here. If you have any comments or questions, arspoter@gmail.com. As always, and we'll dedicate the learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.